In recent years, subversion has become a distasteful word amongst many film critics. Pioneered by a man named Rian Johnson, it has brought about many contentious arguments, such as, you didn't like it because it wasn't what you expected, and subverting expectations automatically makes something good. With Season 2 on the horizon, I wanted to take a look back on the critical darling Invincible, and its masterful use of subversion that currently has it rated in the top 100 best shows of all time on IMDb. In Invincible, it very clearly presents its thesis over the course of the first episode. What if we were to take the world of superhero cartoons aimed at younger demographics and treat it more realistically? What if we were to show the true graphic consequences that such devastating powers would actually have on heroes, villains, and the populace at large in the most mature manner possible by filling each frame with gratuitous gore? I would like to focus this video on my favorite subversion of all time, the stereotypically clueless superhero's girlfriend. I believe this particular trope is most recognizable in the form of Spider-Man's girlfriend, Mary Jane. Someone who, no matter what seems to happen, cannot piece together all the obvious clues around her to come to the ever more obvious conclusion that Peter Parker is, indeed, Spider-Man. Someone who we can rely on to be completely oblivious no matter what, not even seeming to entertain the idea until Peter completely reveals himself. This was the Mary Jane from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man until the wet climax of his number 2 film in the trilogy. This was also the Mary Jane from Mr. Webbington's Amazing Spider-Man trilogy, I can only assume, because I don't watch trash. It was also part of the MCU Spider-Man.
You disappeared like you always do, like you did in DC too.
Gotcha, bitch!
And then was cleverly subverted when it was pieced together by Zenyatta herself.
MJ,
I'm Spider-Man.
Now enter Linda. She's not what you'd expect from your average Spider-Man-like girlfriend. She's strong, independent. Some audience members might even go so far as to describe her as sassy. The poignant moment comes when Mr. Invincible is levied with an ultimatum, whereupon the only solution to save their burgeoning relationship is for him to come out of the proverbial superhero closet. We as the audience are on the edges of our seats, begging Mr. Invincible to reveal his secret. It is teased,
I'm gonna do better.
To the point of turning your testicles into an unsettling blue until finally he divulges his most private of secrets. Which is when the subversion unleashes itself onto us like a well-oiled Scotsman when Linda reveals that she knew all along. An absolute masterclass in subverting the oblivious girlfriend trope, showing that she is not simply a love interest and is instead a fully realized character in her own right. This subversion is especially fun when rewatching the series in pants-wetting anticipation for the secondest of seasons, where we can look back and spot the exact moments when Linda realizes the truth, when her animosity turns from anger over him always being late and unreliable to discontent that he is keeping a secret from her that she has already figured out on her own. We are first introduced to her as being a strong person of color woman who does not need no heteronormative cis male. The seeds are sown for her ultimate contention.
An honest man. I like that.
As we are simultaneously being reminded of just how sensitive Mr. Invincible's secret really is.
Look, once you tell someone your secret identity, that's it.
Then, over the course of the 5th episode, it hammers home his shortcomings, which builds to a final ultimatum.
Do not stand me up on this.
And confirmation that she is still unaware of his true identity.
And then lies about why. At least I think he's lying.
Leading to a tense climax between his romantic life
That boy's got about 15 minutes until his ass is on the curb permanently.
and being mutilated by a furry. Ultimately resulting in a big sad.
I thought Mark would be here tonight. You really did.
Mr. Invincible then manages to lie his way back into Linda, giving him a second chance, which has us on an impact trajectory with the incredibly satisfying subversion. Enter the big gay campus. This would be the obvious moment when Linda makes the realization. Mr. Invincible disappearing before her eyes before suddenly being replaced by a superhero who is remarkably similar to him, just in the right spot to save the day, with all of his previous incidents mounting up from all his absences and injuries. This is the moment where she would subvert the oblivious girlfriend trope as a fully realized character.
The police are on their way.
Where the hell did you go?
This isn't what it looks like.
You took off. You left us here with that thing.
Well, clearly after that speech, she has not quite yet realized the truth. Maybe too emotional at the time due to her lady parts. For her to know that he is a superhero and yell at him like that would make her a character so unbelievably stupid and cruel, it would not only shatter any sort of suspense of disbelief, but make her a character so unlikable that it would make rewatching the show an unbearable nightmare of cringe. This incident is never resolved as Mr. Invincible makes the incredibly difficult decision to save his best friend from a gruesome death instead of continuing to apologize to Linda over and over, leading us to when everything finally comes to a satisfying head. It must also be the case that she doesn't know now either, as her animosity stems from him not being around during the attack at the campus, which only holds true if she believes that he is not the superhero who indeed came to save them. If she were to know at this point, then she would be a cunt 35 feet long, weighing approximately 600 pounds.
That's a big.
If she knew, it would recontextualize every discord between them as something she can understand and sympathize with, leaving only the fact that he is keeping his most sensitive secret from her as a point of contention. Which then brings us to a minute later in her room, where...
I know you're a superhero.
You know? You know?
I'm not an idiot. I figured it out weeks ago.
This is actually brilliant. So she definitely knew the whole time during the campus fight, which will help us when rewatching it.
Where the hell did you go?
This would be her giving him a chance to admit that he's a superhero, I think.
Wasn't anyone...
Lying piece of
Wait,
shit.
no!
She's just very worked up about just not knowing literally every secret of someone she's been dating for less than half a year.
You took off. You left us here with that thing.
This is her, I guess, trying to emotionally manipulate him into revealing his secret as she knows exactly what actually just happened.
You said you wanted to start over. You said that. You promised. Even Eve vouched for you, and then you do this?
This being, continuing to keep his superhero identity a secret. And it's, a very bad and selfish of him, because if this refers to saving everyone, then,
Eve was wrong about you. So was I.
Oh, well, she explains it better in the scene in question, where she says...
We're fighting because you lied to me.
Which is true, because she said it is. It's not him running away, as the previous argument would suggest and directly say, but that he is lying about being the superhero who conceivably saved dozens of lives.
You made me feel stupid
Because she took so long to figure it out.
and unimportant.
Unimportant when compared to trivialities like being a hero and performing heroic work when you could be making soup.
And because you don't trust me.
The girl he has known for less than 6 months and is selfishly keeping his most precious secret from. Maybe the car ride back from the big gay campus took weeks, or she was lying that it was weeks. There's just no way she knew when the fight on the campus happened, because otherwise she would be a callous, reprehensible human being with the intelligence of someone who spends all of their free time collecting extra chromosomes.
I hear they do have a good social justice program.
Oh, I get it now. She's a cunt.
Oh my god.
Alright guys, that's all from me today. If you want to smash that subscribe button, hit the like, and leave a comment about how Linda's your favorite character, and you're so excited for season 2!